Kono bangumi wa goren no sponsor no teikyo de okurishimasu. Yeah.
Oh.
Fullmetal Alchemist is a manga by Hiromu Arakawa. That's right, a shonen manga written by a woman. It's not as surprising as you might think. Women know how to satisfy little boys. It tells the story of young Edward and Alphonse, the brothers Elric, who attempted to bring their dead mother back to life, and suffered greatly for meddling in the affairs of gods. There were two animated adaptations, Fullmetal Alchemist and Brotherhood. The former was made during the manga's run and deviated from the original story. The latter was made more recently and stays as true as you can get to the original source material. This video game, for the PlayStation 2, is sort of based on the original anime. Sort of. It was in development before the show was greenlit, though it was released during the show's run. It features a unique story written with the assistance of Arakawa. It helps flesh out some of the possible adventures Ed and Al had that we didn't get to see in the show, and features a slew of new and returning characters. Armstrong, Hawkeye and Mustang all get their moments in the spotlight, and the new cast is tied quite believably into the backstory of Ed and Al's education under Izumi Curtis. The game begins with Ed, Al and Armstrong on a train back to Central after their trip to Risenbul. This places the game between episodes 17 and 18 of the original series. The train is hijacked by a terrorist faction, and the action begins very much from there. After raising hell on a train and crashing it in the process, Ed and Al ditch Armstrong and hitch a ride into nearby Hieskart, a ghost town overrun by chimeras. The pace is constant, and apart from a few vague moments, it was pretty much clear where to go throughout. Enjoyable story beats included hunting for a rare flower with Harmony, and any moment featuring Hawkeye because she's the perfect waifu.
Why are you laughing? Do you find something amusing, Major?
Of course not. You look splendid, Lieutenant.
This is one of those character action games, as the Japanese often refer to them. This means the gameplay is a mixture of action and RPG and focuses on one or a few characters. You play as Edward, and you've got Alphonse to assist you in battle. Edward's right arm is made up of a metal called automail, which you can turn into a blade to attack with. Alternatively, you can perform alchemy on scenery elements to turn them into stronger weapons. You can also enhance your newly made weapons with elemental stones, fire, wind, electricity, to deal more damage and inflict status effects. However, these special weapons only have a limited number of uses, and you must first loot the necessary stones from defeated enemies. The whole game is comprised of this combat system. You're never getting a break from it. While there are some gimmicks here and there, like drivable tanks or mounted cannons, it's nothing substantial. The reason I'm emphasizing the generic and repeated gameplay is because, as much of a Fullmetal Alchemist fan you may be, if you're looking for something more intellectually challenging, this is not that. Especially if you're looking for the darker subtext of FMA, that's certainly not here. I don't think I heard even a single mention of the homunculi or Ouroboros tattoos. There aren't super clever combos or any in-depth combat techniques. The RPG mechanics are about as basic as they get, and the story isn't great. If you're looking for something that ticks those boxes, go straight to the sequel, do not pass go, do not collect alchemical catalysts. If, however, you're just looking for some dumb fun set in the world of Fullmetal Alchemist with a predictable and weak story you can laugh at, then you're set, mate. I mean, this is it. I'd have loved this game growing up, but it never came out in Europe. What a joke. How grotesquely unfair. I'd have transmuted the whole city of Lior into a philosopher's stone just to get my hands on this game back then. Yeah, the story's pretty standard. When your game introduces about 5 characters, it's very easy to figure out how they're all related. All the major plot point reveals were given all this gusto and importance, but you're just giggling at them like, wait, this was meant to be a surprise? It's not all disappointing though. They got bones to produce 30 minutes of show-quality animation for the game, and it's gorgeous. And the localization has all the standard voice cast we know and love, reprising their roles beautifully. Yeah, I'm digging for complaints to make, which goes to show how highly I regard this title. I had loads of fun, and that can't be said of everything featured on Sushi Bites. There are some other Fullmetal games we'll be looking at another time, the sequel, Curse of the Crimson Elixir, and the Japan-only third entry, Kamio Sugu Shoujo. Also, there was a multiplayer brawler called Dream Carnival released on PS2, which reminds me of Bleach Blade Battlers. I plan to cover all of these in the future, but for now, I'm all Shao-tuckered out. This has been Sushi Bites. It would, brother.